Hi, my name is Nicholas. Welcome to this week's Yin practice. For today, a soft block and a bolster will likely come in handy. And when you're ready, we'll get started down on the belly. So you can bring your soft block or your bolster near the top of the mat, and you can adjust if you want a little more height or a little less height. And coming to lying down, and then you can bring just your forehead to rest right at the tip of whatever prop you're using. And then from here, you'll know that the measurement is right. You can bring your elbows up onto that prop as well. So you can keep them with a little distance apart. More challenge will be to have them a little closer together. And then your fingertips can point towards the ceiling. You can lower the forehead down. And then the hands can stay pointing up, or if you want to bend a little deeper, maybe thumbs towards the back of the neck. And make sure that this feels okay in your body. If you need to add any support anywhere, then go for it. Maybe giving the hips just a little rock side to side, let them soften. And check in with the shoulders, make sure it feels like a pain-free expression. And be with whatever you're feeling here. And gently release the arms. You can walk the hands roughly underneath the shoulders and then press up to a tabletop position. We're going to come and find a kneeling shape. So if you want to use your bolster, you can bring that just between the knees. Make yourself a seat, and this will take some of the pressure out of the legs as well. If for any reason this doesn't work for you, then any other seat will do. Take a moment to lengthen the spine here. And then take the head down towards the right, so right ear towards the right shoulder. And straight away you might be feeling something in the neck here. See if you can keep both shoulders nice and heavy, especially the left one might have a tendency to lift here. If this feels good, then you can stay right here. You could also think about reaching those left fingertips down towards the floor, and they might not quite reach, that's okay. You could also bring the right hand to just cup the head gently, adding a little weight, deepening the stretch through that left shoulder, maybe the left side of the neck. Gently release the right hand down. Bring the chin in towards the chest. And then gently roll the head towards the left. Chin towards the chest and roll the head towards the right. And just do this a couple of times. And then lift the head back up in center. And now lower the left ear towards the left shoulder. Keeping both of the shoulders roughly level. This side may feel a little different, so just take it slow. You can stay right here. You could bring the right fingertips towards the floor, and you could bring the left hand to cup the head. Be with whatever you're feeling, be with your breath. Gently release the left hand and the right. Lower the chin towards the chest. And then a few times roll the head side to side. When things feel pretty even side to side, you can lower the chin to center and then lift and stack the skull back up. Maybe roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down and back, and do this just a couple of times. Awesome. And then if you're using a bolster, you can come off of it, move it off to the side, and you can still keep the soft block nearby. And come to a tabletop position just behind the soft block. And then from here, we'll take the left arm and thread it underneath the right, settling the left side of the shoulder and the left side of the head down to the floor. Notice where the hips are. If they went over towards the right, see if you can keep them in midline. And then see what you want to do with the right hand. You can either bring it on top of the left, maybe you want to curl it behind and find a half bind here. You could also take it to the floor overhead. So just be wherever feels the most supportive for you. Make sure that there's no pinching. If you need to adjust or exit sooner, then you're welcome to. Otherwise, as you're ready, come and find your stillness here. Gently bring the right hand back to the floor. You can unravel yourself back to center. We'll take just a few breaths between sides, see if anything needs a little shakeout or release here. And then when you're ready, we'll set up for the second side. So this time the right arm threads through, right shoulder or right side of the head land to the floor. And see what arm expression you want here. And the left hand can stay, maybe to the left, maybe to the right. Half bind, or you can take it to the floor overhead. Notice where the hips are, keep them level. Be in your shape. Left hand can return to the floor, gently unravel to center, and then give the spine a little movement to release. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we'll step one foot forward and then the other. And come to find a dangling shape like a forward fold, but you can give yourself as much of a bend to the knees as you need. You can also have the legs mostly extended if you want the focus to be more on the low back. Whatever you choose, just make sure it's pain-free. You can modify anything that you need. If you'd like to add on, then hands can interlace at the low back. You could also do hands to hips. If the hands are interlaced, then you could think about reaching them up towards the ceiling, adding that shoulder stretch in. Let the head be heavy wherever you are, and be with your breath. Gently release your arms. And gently bend the knees to lower the hips back down towards the floor. It might feel nice to find a gentle windshield wiper side to side. And then come to find a comfortable seated position, maybe using a prop to sit off the edge of. Cross-legged if that works, or anything else. Settle the hips and lengthen the spine. Awesome. Take the right hand down towards the right. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Find a deep stretch from the left hip to the left fingertips, and then arc over towards the right. You can tiptoe that right hand a little further away, but keep the left hip nice and heavy. Left arm can stay reaching, or you can bend the elbow to catch the head. Notice if that shoulder is dipping forward. See if you can keep it nice and open so you can find that stretch through the bottom of the armpit here. And gently walk that right hand back in, lift yourself up, and then just soften the arms for a moment. Maybe roll the shoulders a couple of times or a little movement for the spine. And then when you're ready, we'll find that on the second side. So left hand to the left, right arm reaches up, deep stretch to the right, and then tiptoe the left hand away, arc over. Right arm can stay reaching, or you can bend the elbow to catch the head. Right hip nice and heavy. Find that stretch to the right side. And supported by the left hand, gently bring yourself back up. Release the right arm down. Again, you can roll the shoulders a few times or move the spine any way that you need. Awesome. And if you're sitting cross-legged, switch the cross of the legs to the opposite cross. And if you need to adjust your seat altogether, then go for it. And take the left hand to the right knee, the right hand somewhere behind you, and then start to twist your chest open towards the right. Notice if the shoulders started to shrug, see if you can keep a little softness there. And if you have space to take the gaze over the right shoulder, then add that on. And gently release the neck and the body back to center. We'll go straight to the second side, right hand, left knee, left hand somewhere behind you, and start to turn your chest open towards the left. Maybe the gaze follows, maybe the shoulders soften, the spine stays tall. Be here. And gently unravel back to center and take a counter twist back towards the original side, just for 2 breaths. And then back to midline. And take a few breaths here. You can snake the spine a little bit. You can roll the shoulders. Maybe a few Sufi grind circles. Or a seated cat-cow. And then you can release the legs. Maybe give the knees a gentle windshield wiper side to side. And from here, we'll set up our rest pose. And for today, option to use your props. You can lie the bolster lengthwise down the mat. And we're going to bring the spine down onto it. And then if your bolster is a little bit on the plumper side, then you might use a soft block just at the base, just to make it a little less steep for the low back. You could also use a block at the far end so that you're tilting it up a little bit and then you're not coming back as far if that feels better for you. You could also come to lie down and use the bolster under the knees. That will feel comfortable as well. If you're coming with me, just take your time to set yourself up, lowering the spine down onto your support. And if you're taller and you need a little more something to support the head, then bring in an extra prop or pillow. The arms can be out to a T or somewhere by the sides. And find whatever feels the most comfortable. Maybe a gentle rock to release the head here as well. Maybe a little wiggle through the feet to release the legs. Getting the body nice and heavy. And settle in for your rest. Gently bring your attention back to the space. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe a gentle rock of the head side to side. And then roll down to one side wherever you have the most room. Take a pause for a breath or two. And as you're ready, coming up to find any comfortable seated position, you can use any of the props that you have around. Settle the hips, grow the spine, soften the shoulders. And checking in with the body here, and take that scan just to notice. And then connecting the hands at the heart, bowing the chin towards the chest. And thank you for sharing your practice today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for your yin practice. My name is Nicholas. If you have any questions, please reach out and enjoy the rest of your day.